Dear sisters, brothers, and beloved soulmates, I am Ramakrishna Vadapalli, the owner of this channel, dedicated to promoting a moral and spiritual society worldwide. Our main objective is to share the epic story of the Mahabharata, which serves as a rich collection of spiritual and moral teachings. This includes the Bhagavad Gita, a profound source of enlightenment for all humanity. I kindly ask all viewers to subscribe, like, and share this channel to support our mission. The Mahabharata comprises a total of 589 stories, each contributing to our understanding of life and spirituality. Please subscribe and share and support me for more likewise. Thank you. Yours, Vadapalli Ramakrishna, ancient yoga trainer. With the mighty vow of Bhishma sealing the future of the Kuru dynasty, Hastinapura stood firm under his guardianship. The kingdom, blessed by Satyavati's presence and Shantanu's rule, flourished. However, time waits for none. As the years passed, Shantanu departed from the mortal world, leaving behind a kingdom entrusted to Bhishma's unwavering dedication. Under Satyavati's guidance, her sons Chitrangada and Vichitravirya ascended the throne, but fate had its own plans. Tragedy struck as Chitrangada perished in battle, and Vichitravirya, the sole heir, met an untimely demise, leaving the throne without a direct successor. In the face of uncertainty, Satyavati turned to her hidden past, her eldest son, born before her marriage to Shantanu, the sage-born Vyasa. Thus began a fateful turn of events that would shape the future of the Kuru dynasty. From the sacred union of Vyasa with the widowed queens of Vichitravirya, 3 sons were born: Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidura. Each child carried the weight of destiny upon their shoulders, and through them, the seeds of a great conflict were sown. As they grew, the halls of Hastinapura witnessed the rise of 2 great lineages, the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, the Kauravas, and the 5 sons of Pandu, the Pandavas. The rivalry between them would soon transform into a battle for supremacy, shaping the grand epic of the Mahabharata. Thus, the wheels of fate began to turn, leading toward an inevitable war that would determine the fate of Bharatvarsha. Death of Shantanu and Chitrangada. Time passed, and after a few years, Satyavati became pregnant. In due time, she gave birth to a male child, and Bhishma organized grand celebrations throughout the kingdom. Shantanu, overjoyed at the birth of his son, named him Chitrangada. As he grew, Chitrangada flourished, displaying immense strength and valor. Not long after, Satyavati conceived again and gave birth to another son, whom the elders named Vichitravirya. However, soon after the birth of his second child, Shantanu passed away, leaving the kingdom in grief. Bhishma, fulfilling his duty, performed all the rituals, consoled Satyavati, and, following tradition, anointed Chitrangada as the king of Hastinapura. Chitrangada, possessing unparalleled strength and power, became arrogant, believing that no one in the 14 worlds could defeat him. Word of his pride reached the ears of Chitrangada, the king of the Gandharvas, who was displeased that a mortal shared his name and boasted of his might. Determined to challenge him, the Gandharva king sent a messenger to the earth with a message: "King, both of us bear the name Chitrangada, but I do not believe it is fair for us to share the same title. Moreover, I have heard of your arrogance regarding your strength and power. If you truly are the warrior you claim to be, fight me and prove your supremacy. Otherwise, change your name." Enraged by the challenge, Chitrangada of Hastinapura prepared for battle. In the sacred land of Kurukshetra, the 2 warriors clashed in a fierce duel. However, the Gandharva king, being a master of illusion and celestial warfare, overwhelmed the human king with his mystical abilities. Despite his might and courage, Chitrangada of Hastinapura could not withstand the Gandharva's illusory attacks and perished in battle. With his victory secured, the Gandharva king returned to his realm, leaving the Kuru kingdom mourning the loss of its ruler. Bhishma brings the daughters of the king of Kashi for Vichitravirya. With the death of Chitrangada, Bhishma, though still young, took control of the kingdom. With the guidance of experienced ministers and the support of his uncle Bali's wealth, Bhishma skillfully steered the administration of Hastinapura. As time passed, Vichitravirya grew into a young man, and the elders decided that it was time for him to marry. At that time, a Swayamvaram was announced for the 3 daughters of the king of Kashi, Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika. Determined to secure brides for his younger brother, Bhishma declared to Satyavati, I will bring those girls for my brother, and set out alone in his golden chariot. At the Swayamvaram, amidst the gathered kings, Bhishma boldly seized Amba, Ambika, and Ambalika, placing them onto his chariot. His fearless act stunned the assembly. Addressing the king of Kashi, Bhishma proclaimed, "I am taking these princesses by my strength for my brother's marriage. If anyone wishes to stop me or claim them from me, let them try." In the Brahma and Prajapatya marriage systems, even Gandharvas and Rakshasas can claim a bride. Thus, what I am doing is Dharma. If you have the strength, perform your Dharma and challenge me. Enraged by Bhishma's words, the kings in the assembly attacked him with various weapons. However, Bhishma, the mighty warrior, single-handedly defeated them all, causing many to flee. Only King Salva resisted him for a while, but he too was ultimately overpowered and forced to retreat under Bhishma's formidable threats. Ensuring that no one opposed his claim, Bhishma triumphantly brought the daughters of the king of Kashi to Hastinapura. Preparations were made for their marriage to Vichitravirya. However, before the wedding, the eldest princess, Amba, approached Satyavati and revealed that she loved King Salva and wished to marry him instead. Bhishma, unwilling to wed a woman who had already pledged her heart to another, decided against allowing her marriage to his brother. With Satyavati's approval, he respectfully sent Amba to King Salva. Amba, filled with hope, went to Salva, only to be cruelly rejected. Salva declared that it would be dishonorable for him to accept someone who had been won by another man. Heartbroken and humiliated, Amba returned to Hastinapura, seeking refuge and a new path. However, she was once again met with rejection. Neither Bhishma, Balika, nor Satyavati were willing to accept her into Vichitravirya's marriage. Consumed by anger and despair, Amba confronted Bhishma and demanded, "Since my marriage was ruined because of you, it is now your duty to marry me." But Bhishma, bound by his vow of celibacy, refused. "I have vowed never to marry. Since you were already promised to another, I cannot wed you, nor can I force you upon my brother. My duty was fulfilled when I sent you to your betrothed. Now, your path is yours to choose," he said firmly. Overcome with fury and humiliation, Amba left Hastinapura, burning with vengeance in her heart. Death of Vichitravirya. Vichitravirya, who was married to the princesses of the kingdom of Kashi, became completely absorbed in their beauty and charm. He was deeply infatuated with their love and lustful desires, and the two queens, equally devoted to him, never left his side. Their days were spent in luxurious palaces, enchanting gardens, and pleasure-filled retreats, indulging in endless delights. The elders of the court, believing that marriage was meant for such enjoyment, chose not to interfere in their affairs. However, years of unchecked indulgence took a heavy toll on Vichitravirya's health. He contracted a severe illness known as the royal malady, a disease that worsened day by day. At first, he ignored the symptoms, continuing his pleasures as usual. Later, when the suffering became unbearable, he hesitated to confide in his elders, ashamed of his excesses. By the time he attempted to restrain himself, the disease had already taken a firm grip on his body, spreading rapidly. Despite the relentless efforts of the kingdom's greatest physicians, wise elders, Bhishma, and other royal well-wishers, the illness only worsened. The once vigorous prince, now weakened and frail due to his unchecked indulgences, succumbed to his suffering, leaving the entire kingdom in sorrow. Without an heir, his untimely death plunged Hastinapura into a deep crisis, creating uncertainty over the future of the monarchy. Bhishma, ever dutiful, performed all the necessary funeral rites for his departed brother, even as the looming question of succession cast a shadow over the kingdom. Lineage protection. After much contemplation, Queen Mother Satyavati held a private discussion with Bhishma. "Ganjaya, you are well versed in Dharma, especially the intricacies of royal duty. I need not say much, but the responsibility of preserving the Bharata dynasty now rests upon you. A kingdom without a ruler will descend into chaos. In the past, our people placed their hopes on something, and you made a vow. But neither you, nor I, nor they foresaw the twists of fate that would bring our lineage to the brink of extinction. Therefore, let go of the past and heed my words. My son, take the throne," Satyavati urged. But Bhishma, unwavering in his vow, firmly refused. "Mother, I cannot reclaim what I have renounced. This kingdom is not meant for me, but for your descendants. I will uphold my vow, even at the cost of my life," he declared. Satyavati, determined, presented another argument. Then listen to another solution. By law, the offspring of my daughters are also my descendants. Your brothers were of noble lineage, and their duty was to produce heirs. Yet fate has left us with no successor. Their wives have waited in vain for years. So, for the sake of the dynasty, let us seek another means to ensure its continuity." Before she could finish, Bhishma raised his hands in protest. "Shiva! Shiva! Mother, what are you saying? I have not only renounced the throne but also the third Purushartha, worldly desires. I have sworn to remain celibate until death. Do not ask me to break my vow, for I cannot bear such words." Satyavati, desperate, pleaded, "Then tell me, my son, what is the solution? My elder son died unmarried, and my younger son died without an heir. Your father is long gone. What will happen to our royal lineage? If no successor is found, the world will blame me for its downfall. Do you wish for me to carry that burden?" Bhishma, deeply troubled, responded with humility, "Mother, your honor is of utmost importance. I too am tormented by the uncertain future of our family. We are in a dire situation. Rajmata, I am constantly searching for a path that aligns with Dharma and does not violate my vow. I believe there is a way, though I am uncertain if the elders will accept it. However, if you command me, I will proceed with my plan." Satyavati, sensing Bhishma's sincerity, replied, "My dear, I trust you would never suggest anything against Dharma. I have no objection to whatever you propose. But now, more than personal choices, what matters is preserving our lineage. Speak your mind without hesitation."